live. I'll wait a few seconds. All I need is one person to pop on here. I got that little vibe to go live again. I got some more updates and some more perspective. So it's Monday morning, not a popular time at all to be going live, but I go live spontaneously when I feel the vibe. So I'm gonna get started. I should have put my glasses on. I'm gonna get started in 1 second. All right. Let me get a breath in. Let me take a hit of my pranayama. Breathing real fast before I get started so I can connect. To give y'all some perspective. That's what I'm looking at. I got 4 beautiful souls in. Thank you for being here. This is spontaneous. I'm just gonna give you some perspective that I pull from the non-physical realms. It's gonna be kind of like a freestyle. I just want to get a breath in. That's my magic cat. His name is Ike. He's multi-dimensional also. We just both came out of deep, deep trance out here in nature. So I'm gonna get 3 deep breaths in. And for the people on this live stream, you can do this with me. I always breathe. It brings more clarity, gets more oxygen to my energy bodies, and it just brings me personally into present moment awareness so I can see things and feel more clearly. This makes sense? So let's just take 3 deep, deep breaths. You breathe in until you can't take in any more air. And once you get to that capacity, hold it for 3 seconds. Blow out as slow as you can. A lot of people go, no, blow out slow. When you empty out all of the air, hold it at the bottom for 3 seconds. Do this every day, 4, 5, 6, 7 times a day. It's necessary. You'll find your rhythm. It's called rhythmic breathing, okay? So let's start with that first. Very imperative, all right? So feel the vibe. Feel the calmness, the clarity, the connection. This is a space you can create anytime you feel necessary. All right, so now we rocking and rolling. So Soul Group, first thing I want to do is I want to apologize to the Soul Group and all of the sentient beings that have ever experienced my videos. And let me tell you why. Because each and every moment I'm becoming more and more and more sensitive and aware of the free will and the borderline violations of free will that we impose on each other. You have the free will right now on this plane in mentalism. I'm not talking about the Homo sapiens sapiens suit. That's property, depending on where you live, because you signed the paperwork of whatever government. In the United States, we have social security cards that give us a number. And our parents have been programmed to fill out this card at birth, which signs us over, gives us a bond on this Homo sapiens sapiens suit. This is the goal. And that's why you'll hear me sometimes say this is a human farming planet. Just like we farm cattle and animals and dogs and cats and breed, there are entities with more awareness than we have. And they kind of keep us all together in groups, okay? But our Homo sapiens sapiens suit is bonded. We have a number, all right? I want to apologize because based on my experiences, my one-on-one, first-hand experiences, what I'm experiencing, the way I perceive reality, sometimes I get a little emotional and force it on people. Not even being aware of what I'm doing. I might not be aware of it, but the way I deliver my information sometimes, and I saw this in this meditation. I saw the way I perceive it, and then it whatever you want to call it, gave me an example of how someone else experienced it and how I was kind of pushing my narrative. Confusing, it just brings more confusion. Understand you are infinite, immortal, conscious beingness. Let me say that again. You are an infinite, immortal, conscious beingness. You can be in a Homo sapiens sapiens suit. You can be in a cat and dog suit. You can be in a tree suit. You could be a rock. You could be a crystal. Anything you can imagine, you can put this awareness and this consciousness into it. Okay? Water is a organic, conscious beingness. It's intelligence to the water. What we was told as the wind or the ether, it's alive and conscious. Okay, we all know Gaia, the plane that we're on, that we eat and feed off of. She is consciousness. We have to start, we don't have to, but those of you who are saying that you're waking up, you have to wake up to the totalum, not what's just comfortable for you. But you got to see the whole picture and start understanding, right? This is a free will planet. We were just given man-made laws. Let me give you an example, okay? We got the Ten Commandments, and other religions got the laws in those books, okay? So I'm gonna give you just a simple analogy so to help you understand, those who want clarity and want to understand and want this change and want the free will to start creating your own planes and your own realities for your light body to touch down, okay? So they gave us the Ten Commandments. One of the Ten Commandments were, thou shalt not kill. It's in there, right? All right, but the same entities and power, I'll just call them, who wrote the book, killed. So why is that a law, okay? Or if you join the military and there's quote unquote a war, it's okay for you to kill, okay? Because these are, and I'm just using the word man because I speak English, these are man-made laws to keep order. I understand why they wrote these laws, to keep order, but they kill anytime they feel necessary. The gods in these books killed anytime they felt necessary. You understand what I'm saying, soul group? All right? Same book. Do not covet, meaning don't be looking at somebody else's woman or man and get aroused and get horny. Don't covet, yo. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Don't do that. Okay? That's a man-made law to keep order. Okay, because that dog that you got and that horse that you got and that plant that you have, right? When the wind blows, that plant is going to sow its seed on whatever female plants it can land on. That dog is going to hump his mama. And I know we have more consciousness. We think we do. That's borderline than the animals. It's just we can control more technology. than the animals can. But I can't say we have more consciousness than these animals if you watch them, okay? And I'm building this narrative because in your connection to the totalum, you are bound and governed by the universal laws, okay? And if you're ignorant of these laws and have no awareness of these laws, you fighting an uphill battle. So nature in itself, and I saw this, nature is a reproduction program, a organic. Nature's own, when you talk about nature, is seed time and harvest. Soul group, it's an organic program. What is nature? Reproduction. Keep producing. Y'all understand what I'm saying? It's and we are a part of nature. All right? Now, the problem we're having on this planet now, issues or turbulences, is some of us are waking up to the universal laws and we stepping outside of the man-made laws. So that's gonna start causing turbulence, disturbance, because it's levels to awareness. Okay? I'm telling you today, you could do whatever you want to do on this plane, but you are bound universally by the law of cause and effect. Now, what does this mean? Whatever you put out here is coming back to you. So be mindful of that. Nobody gets away with anything. Whatever you put out here, it's coming back to you. The same for the trees, the same for that dog, the same for that horse, the same for every living, conscious, infinite beingness. There's different laws to play in this game. Now, how have we been handicapped? Well, we were given a certain set of laws to play by, not knowing the universal laws, which if you don't know these laws, you're doing certain things and certain things are coming back to you unaware. And you just saying, why is my life so effed up? Or why is this happening? It's because you're not playing the game on a higher level. You were given laws by beings, like I told you before, that look like you, that in some cases smell like you, that breathe oxygen like you do, okay? But they're not giving you all of the information because they want to keep you a level below them. It's levels to this. As above, so below in the game. The game of creation, the holographic universe, is where the gods we create. And when I look at it, you have polarity. It's a beautiful space for you to create, but you have to learn how to create and start. How can I say this? Learning a new set of laws to get the best positioning non-physically. Okay? Because the only time you have to reposition yourself in this game of infinity, see, now we talking about infinity, is in between what you would call lifetimes, because the soul don't die. Because think about what I'm saying. When you get a new position in the game, it all happens in between lifetimes. You get an assignment or an agreement, right, to play this game a certain way, and then you come into the holographic universe to experience with this infinite consciousness, awareness, beingness, right? So in between lifetimes is very important, but we as Homo sapiens, we're not aware of this. We're not prepared to store our data and in between lifetimes to try to get a better position in the game or to make different decisions. We're not lucid in the dream yet. We're not lucid. We're not in present moment awareness here to become aware of that we need to progress. We're not being given the same information, just like here, right? We got 3 realities now. A lot of people are not aware of this. Probably more, but I'm going to bring up 3, all right? This reality I'm on right now, right? This technology, right, is a whole nother realm. I'm projecting my consciousness and my vibration through technology that I resist on in a whole nother realm. Then we have this reality where I am now in my Homo sapiens sapiens suit with the same consciousness, right? And if I close my eyes and start to imagine, that's another realm. Because when I imagine, I see vivid images now. I've been working on this for all my life, all right? So let's come back to the technology. You have to understand that this technology is an influencer. It's a very powerful tool, Soul Group. And what they're doing, and when I say they, let me give them a name. The beings that have more awareness, more technology, that are in a better position than we are, that's giving us this, okay? They're using this technology to influence the way you perceive life. This instrument that I'm on right now is very powerful. It's setting the stage for this next phase that I'm telling you, the in-between lifetime phases, because we all know we got to leave time and space where we are. We seeing it happen all around us, right? So they're trying, it's like pressure they're putting on us to make certain decisions. And I'm learning not to violate people's free will. Now I'm gonna get back to the title of this video. You're gonna have to choose where you wanna reside, where you wanna place your awareness. You can either place your awareness in this technology like I'm doing now. It's coming to this, but it won't be this kind of technology. It'll be a upgraded, more vivid, more. If you're addicted to this technology that we on right now, I don't know how you're gonna make it out of the next stage. I don't. Okay? But outside of that is this technology that I'm tapping into now, which is the imagination, where I can create a whole nother realm for me to touch down on. Who am I? I told you in the beginning of this live stream, I am an infinite, immortal, conscious beingness. That's the most sacred and most powerful asset we have, okay? So you're gonna have to choose. This is what I mean by we all have free will. We all have to choose where we wanna reside. And whatever you choose, of course I'm okay with it. I'm only responsible for me and the seeds that I put out here, right? Remember that program, Nature? I just did not sow conscious, lucid seeds when I was sowing my seeds when I was 20 years old. You guys understand what I'm saying? And that's okay. But in this game, you have to sow purpose seeds to get a better position in this game, because it's a part of your spirit. It's a part of your consciousness. That's what I mean. In non-duality, we are all one chip of consciousness that's been fragmented into this holographic mirroring game that we're playing. Okay? So I want to touch on something. And I'm not going to tiptoe in this. Let me just say this. I've learned to use my multi-dimensional self. It was tough. It was very tough for me being multi-dimensional. Now, what is my perspective of being multi-dimensional? And I'm bringing this up because I'm going to talk about something that's very sensitive right now, okay? Being multi-dimensional is having the ability to see things multiple ways. For example, to just look at, to have an experience, right? And to be able to step out of your physical self and see this experiences from many different perspectives and outcomes, and be cool with that. Now, why is this important? And this is what you call gods and what some of you guys call advanced beings. This is the abilities that they have. I'm just getting used to this. Shh. Because just like a lot of us, I could only see one way. And that's the way I wanted to see it. You get what I'm saying? I'm just trying to share what I'm experiencing, the stuff that people don't want to talk about in this ascension, this awakening. You have to awaken to the bullshit that's been handed down and be open to receive and perceive things a different way. Okay? So, I want to talk about this big agenda that's going on between people who call themselves, we have a lot of different titles here, okay, in free will. And you have the right to call yourself whatever you want to call yourself, right? It's just a game. It's just temporal here. Everything is bound by numbers here. Everything, okay? But when you daydream, you go out of the number system and come back into infinity, or I like to call it the organic infinite realm, okay? But here, everything is bound by numbers. But it's your free will in the game to believe and be anything you want to be. That's your right. I know the laws they gave us, and I know the way we've been programmed to perceive this life. And I understand how much pain and hurt we've gone through, okay, by beings like us and interdimensional parasites that feed off of us. I've seen everything in my consciousness when I talk about these subjects. So, being multidimensional, I can see how a person who chooses to say, okay, I'm gay, I can see why they're choosing that. I can also see how a person can say, no, F that, I'm straight, and you effed up to be what they call gay, okay? Just from my experience, listen, I could talk about this. My first sexual experience, I was 5 years old, and it was with a 16-year-old male. So I feel like I can talk about this and be unbiased about it. I could have made the choice to say, I'm gay. You see what I'm saying? Unfortunately, and I'm not saying this, somebody might think this is bad humor, I was molested by both a male and a female. As a young child, I was exposed to the most powerful energy in this realm, and that's sexual energy. It's the most powerful energy we all play with because it's a part of that program I told you of nature. It's in our nature to reproduce. And if you abuse this energy, it can get unbalanced like it is now, right? So I want to talk about this because we get bent out of shape because people don't see things the way we see it. Now, how do we get this way? Because we were all programmed for, in time and space, man, thousands of years we had these laws. That everything was bound to these laws that were put in books. You understand what I'm saying? And listen, whether you want to believe it or not, it's changing. It's changing. And you have to be open to change. You don't have to agree with the choices beings are making, right? The only thing you have to do is make the changes that benefit you right now to get yourself in position to be light so you can go to a higher vibration. There's infinite places you can go to when you detach from that Homo sapiens sapiens suit. And I'm just telling you from experience. What are my experiences? Purpose astral projections. If I astral project and I'm angry, right, or I'm dealing with something, I go to an angry space. If I astral project, right, and I'm lustful, this is all the shit we all experiencing, right? And I'm lustful, playing with my sexual energy, imagining stuff in my mind, I go to a very lustful space. If I'm hateful, if I'm carrying this vibration, it attracts. If I'm angry, you know what I'm saying? That's where I go when I astral project, or if I remote view. It's the same thing. Everything is frequency and vibration. And I'm just trying I'm saying this because we got to be grounded in this. This ain't something that just, oh, when I feel like it. These are the universal laws that we have not been living by because we got the Bible or the Quran or the man-made laws that the rest of the beings here don't give up about. If you want to play the game, you're going to have to learn cause and effect, vibration, correspondence, gender. Gender, and let me talk about gender. I know this is what I was going to get into. Why is gender important? Okay? You can call yourself whatever you want to call yourself. Hey, I'm even going to go here. You can lay with whoever you want to lay with. Okay? But the law of gender in the plants, the animals, the trees, just look around you, right? Anything that's bearing fruit, seed time, and harvest, right, is either androgynous, has both male and female seed, or is split right down the middle. You got a male and a female. That's just the program that we're in here. Call it what you want. Now, why is gender important? Because in order for you to reproduce, you need a divine feminine energy and a divine masculine energy to spark. That's where creation came from here. Who cares who you sleep with? If two men sleep together, you just can't bear no fruit. Understand that. You can't bear no fruit. That's just the way it is. If two women come together, listen, have fun. But you're using your sexual energy. It's exploding, but you can't bear fruit. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Do what you want to do. But if you're playing this game of survival and positioning because the soul don't die, when you separate from your Homo sapiens sapiens suit, you have to go somewhere. Be aware of where you're going. If you're sowing seed, be conscious that, hey, I'm coming together with this other being. We're combining our energies. What do you want to create when you sow this seed? See, we've been creating out of lust. So we get a bunch of lustful, chaotic things. Because nobody taught us when we're having intercourse, when I ground in a divine feminine being, which happens to be my wife, yeah, we can have fun, but listen, we're strategically using that sexual energy now. That's a whole nother live stream. I'm not putting my shaft, my ground into my wife and thinking about somebody else's ass or no, I'm thinking about what I want. What do I want to create? And that one, I'm piggybacking that divine feminine goddess because when she orgasms, she goes out of time and space back to the God where there's infinite possibilities and she can bring it back. They're not telling you about this. This is why the woman is so suppressed because the women they can have unlimited orgasms, meaning they're leaving time and space, the numbers ram, and going where there's no numbers, where you can just imagine shit and it just pops up. So when you're using your sexual energy as the rocket fuel and you taking that divine masculine male and that divine feminine woman and y'all coming together for like ceremonial, whatever you want, right? Just remember cause and effect. When you're doing it that way, now you're creating. Now, if you want a little girl, you can visualize the girl that you want. If both of y'all are in agreement, if you're coming together like that and using that sexual energy to create, now you're creating. What we've been doing for centuries is, man, we ain't got no control of what we focusing on. A lot of us is thinking about something lustful we saw and we land on top of a woman. Or you get what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real as I can. You can sleep with whoever you want to sleep with. That's your free will. But you come in under the law of cause effect, right? The laws of polarity, right? The laws of gender. Y'all understand what I'm saying? There's a lot of laws, universal laws that you just got to deal with when you make that choice. All right? So, I wanted to touch on this too. And this is another sensitive topic that nobody's talking about. I want to talk about the children. Okay? that are being exposed to sexual energy at a young age. Okay? Now, I'm aware of the condition and the psyche of the Homo sapiens sapien, the souls that have been incarnating into these fleshlight suits, carbon-based suits, over and over and over and over again. And all of the interference and all of the chaos and all of the things that's been happening on this plane. Like I said before, we got interdimensional parasites that we deal with, right, that don't have this sleeve. But look, take your hand and do this. Can you feel this? Can you feel what they told us is the wind? All right, that's a whole nother non-physical realm right inside the realm that we're in. Just because you can't see it, don't mean it ain't shit going on. It's a lot going on, okay? That's why I tell people to be cautious when you open your third eye. Some of you are opening your third eye and you can't keep the balance because now you seeing all of the shit and it just throws you out of the game. You hitting the reset button, okay? So you got non-physical beings that feed off of you. What do they feed off? Your energy. What's the most appealing, appetizing energy? The sexual energy. I hope y'all know that. That's why everything is sexual. Okay? That's why they taking the souls that are incarnating in younger Homo sapiens sapien suits, right? They're molesting kids because their energy is a lot more pure and untainted than somebody that's old. Okay, and I know this gonna sound, I'm just telling you why. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just telling you from a universal, the way these beings see it, not us. The way these beings who don't care about our 10 commandments, because our 10 commandments don't mean nothing to just to people that believe it. Now they understand cause and effect. You see what I'm saying? But that's why they're coming to the children, because you got a fresh soul incarnating into a fresh Homo sapiens sapien suit, and it's not tainted. It's pure source energy. That's why I was molested from 5 to 12. I had to be multidimensional to understand why this happened to me and why did these entities do that to me. They were feeding off my fresh energy. Y'all with me? So here's the thing. Let's go back to nature. Let's use the trees for an example, okay? That tree is gonna bear fruit every season. Every season. A woman has cycles. We as men, we have cycles. Not like a woman, but we go through cycles when we dealing with our sexual energy if we're aware of it. You see, we go through a cycle and there's a different aroma. A lot of you don't even know how to tap into this aroma from the divine feminine because we use all of these different soaps and chemicals on our body. We mask our organic smell. I'm not talking about bacteria smell. I'm talking about I can smell when my wife is aroused. I can smell it. I can feel it. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going back to nature. You can look at a tree. Let's just say I got a mulberry tree right behind me. How do I know when that tree is ripe or when that tree has bear fruit that I can eat, right? I look at the berry and the berry is ripe. You get what I'm saying? Okay, so what I'm saying is, I know the United States right now, we are a sick, hurt, and we have these, from the internet and from porn and all, we have these perverted or I'm just searching for a word to explain it, okay? Our perspective is way out of alignment of nature, okay? We're doing things very lustful. That's a good word now. We're very lustful. How do we become so lustful? Why is this the most lustful time probably in human history? We don't want to admit it, but it is. It's because of this technology. We have access to technology that they didn't have, like your great-great-grandmother. They didn't have. A kid can take your phone from you and let me try to balance this phone. Got a light grip. A young child can get your phone and tap into a whole archive of hundreds of years of lustful acts. But what I'm saying is, in nature, okay, when a woman starts her menstrual cycle and that dark, deep, red fruit starts coming out of her, by nature, the program of nature is a reproduction program. That woman can bear fruit, okay? How do I know this? If you get away from the lust and the sickness and the perversion of some of these cities and you go to one of these islands way out in the Pacific where they don't even perceive reality like us. Some of these tribes that don't have this technology, right? Man, you see 12-year-old girls and boys that are together. That's the way they run their society. Now, I know we're not there yet. We ain't even close to being there. But it's happening all over this planet, this plane, and other planes. Okay? We're not there yet because of the lust. We don't do things out of love. We don't do things for to maintain our bloodlines. And like some of these native tribes who don't have the technology, they start off young. Even, I mean, I was talking to my mom and my dad, and when they were younger, if you got a girl pregnant, you had to marry that girl. And some of these people were 14 and 15 years old in the South. You see what I'm saying? If you 14 and 15 now, can you imagine if that shit happened now? Oh, there'd be, but this is what's going on. Okay? So I say all of that to say this. Work on you. Work on you, soul group. I'm working on me. I don't have time to look on your plate because I'm clearing a lot of off my own plate, trying to get in the depths of my heart chakra to alleviate all of the blockages that are keeping me from just feeling light. I'm letting go of shit that don't serve me no more with no remorse. Because I was given a lot of, just like a lot of you, we was given a lot of stuff that we just accepted because it was given to us by our parents, our grandmothers, and times are changing. I'm telling you now, you can be and have whatever you want to be now. Just don't violate the free will of somebody else. Life gets easier if you accept these new laws. Just Google 7 Hermetic laws. You can start there. And just try the stuff I'm telling you guys. Don't just listen to me. Try it. Try to build this new awareness that you have around the 7 Hermetic laws. And watch how light, and watch how, I'm talking about instantly. Watch how your life starts to change instantly. You ain't got to wait on this shit for like, you can start implementing these things and it changes instantly with thought. We were given the wrong laws. I'm not saying, I'm not promoting anything. I'm just telling you what it is. And some people know how to use these universal laws to get a better position in between lifetimes. Because when you incarnate here, if you ain't got that awareness coming from that past lifetime, your ass is starting over like we've been doing. I'm just telling you what I'm experiencing. Even on the internet now, it's all about data now. Because the internet is mirroring the non-physical realms. Where the money at now, soul group? It's in data. Getting as much data, as much of your mind of what you think about and what you like, what are you experiencing? It's data. And it's the same in ascension. How much data are you retaining here? Are you learning from your experiences? Because there's no right and wrong the way we perceive it. Because you can't have right, you can't have good without bad. So this is what I came up with, right? I grow in my dark shit. I shine in my light. I grow in the dark. If I experience something that's dark, like how we perceive dark shit, what did I learn from that experience? Am I going to keep bumping my head over and over and over again with the same stuff, right? Or am I going to grow? This is where we are, and it's wide open. Man, I can close my eyes right now and think of something with focused thought and hold that thought for like 10 or 15 minutes. And man, listen, it's popping, it's showing up here. I'm just playing. I become childlike again. And that's why it's so important to heal your inner child, reconnect to your inner child. Why is this so important? We've gotten too serious. We're too serious and uptight about everything. You look at a child. Listen, I'll give you the perfect example, right? Take a child. The child is in the same time and space you are. I wish I had a child right here I can pull on this live stream. We can be in the same time and space on this plane, right? That child is just ain't got a care in the world. And on these screens, they could be telling us the world about to end right now, and they bombing here, and they doing this and that. You could put a child right here. Don't show them this tech. Cuckoo, caca. Hey, hi, oh, I love you, mommy. What's the difference? Right here. The child is still connected to that imagination. The child is creating their reality based on their experiences and what they're thinking about. They ain't got all these toxic ass programs that was handed down to us. You could put two children, they don't give a F-U-C-K about this person is white and this person is red and this is a Baptist or no. You can learn from the children. They don't care until we give them that shh. Y'all understand it? So you have to wake up and just sit with yourself and just think this. Because we talk too much, too, on the technology. We got to do more thinking, focused thought, imagining. I used to sit down and I would imagine, how did I get here where I am now? How did I get here? How did I become this being? And if you stay there long enough and ask in your mind, and do that breathing I showed y'all, you start to get the images. See, the universe don't speak with this spelling ass words that how we talk. It gives you images, experiences, but you gotta wait on it. You gotta connect to it. How do you connect? You gotta start balancing this technology with this technology. See, whatever you give your awareness to, you become. This technology is influencing your life right now. I'm using this technology just to plant a seed that, listen, just balance it. I'm not telling you to get off the tech. We can't live without technology. Now, this is the way they're herding us to technology. They're giving us this shit. You see what I'm saying? I know how the game is, but Soul Group, we got to balance it. We can't live on this shit. If we do, we're going to be influenced by it. And it's too much perspective. It's too much information. Why? Because we all, like the examples I'm giving you, we all have our perspective of life. Right? So I'm telling you, do you in this time. Take this time in the illusion of time and space to go deep into you and all of your experiences. How do you do this? Get in the closet, close the door, right? And just do that breathing I showed you. Start off with 3. It'll give you'll find your rhythm, right? And you will learn this ability to piggyback the breath of life to go inward, right? And then you'll start, then once that third eye activates, you'll start seeing your own organic life review. You don't have to wait until the Homo sapien dies and the technology pulls you up to the moon. You can see on your own organic screen. Learn how to trust this screen in your mind. That's the only thing you have to trust. That's what people mean when they say you got everything you need inside of you. You got to learn how to trust this screen when you close your eyes and speak to yourself. Trust that screen. That's the screen that's been with you lifetimes. So why can't I connect there? Because you got too much inferior burying your connection to this. You can't sit down long enough to go, I don't give a fuck about this reality right now. Let me connect. What's real? Things that are infinite, immortal, Everything here dies. Everything here, and I'm talking about, y'all know what I mean when I say here. I ain't talking about my brain. I'm talking about this infinite, immortal beingness. It ain't going nowhere. It's you. So learn how to play this game, and you got to choose what reality you want to be in. If you ask me, which nobody did, I would say balance all three. Balance the internet. Balance this life, this awakening life, right? And then balance your non-physical. Balance is the key. Balance. And it's not easy, but just take little baby steps at it. You got to start somewhere. Listen, you see all these rich people with all this money. Don't fall for the money game right now. You done came too far to lose this connection that we have for money. Just have enough money that you can pay your bills and got a little bit put aside, okay, just in case an emergency happens. Because when they pull the plug, and they're gonna pull it, they have to pull it. You know why? Because that old dirty ass unbalanced scale that we went through, right? These people who were positioned at the top for thousands of years, they didn't pull the plug on that shit. Okay, so in order for something new to come in, the old has to leave. And a lot of us, all of us, not a lot, all of us, right? We depended on this old, especially in the United States, we got very, very comfortable living these lifestyles. Let's keep it real now. Let's keep it real now. Even though we know that it was agenda-based and certain people were living like kings and queens and were trillionaires and making a lot of money. But listen, we benefited from a lot of things just living in the United States. So, group, if we being honest, right? And we gonna have to let go of that shit in order to get what we really need. See, some of you can't do this yet. And once again, I used to make I made my first $1 million I used to call myself the positive marketer. So I'm telling you from my experiences, I had to let go of that to get whatever you want to call here in the now. You know what I do every day? Seriously, a lot of you gonna laugh. Listen, I think of what I want here. When do I do it? Before I go to sleep at night, and when I first realize that I'm conscious back on this plane. I start my day. How do I want this day to be? And listen, if it ain't exactly how I imagine it, let the tree fall down. I don't see no trees falling. I imagine how I want my day to be. Now, is shit gonna happen? Of course it's gonna happen. Shit gonna always happen. But if I stake that purpose in the morning, I'm riding that vibe. That's the vibe I'm putting out. I'm putting out the vibe. Look, it's gonna be a beautiful day. Thank you for my perfect health. Thank you for my infinite wealth. And thank you for my inner self. Woo, I'm happy. It's gonna be a beautiful day. I'm riding that vibe. That's the vibe that I'm putting out. That vibe is subject to cause and effect. So that vibe has to come back to me because I believe that shit. The same way I believe them 10 commandments, I'm believing everything I say right now. Listen, I don't worry. I live in the now. Worrying ain't gonna, have you ever worried and some shit changed from worrying? No, that's just piling up on your list of shit that you're gonna have to clear during your dark night of the soul. Meaning the dark night of soul is just this. I'm gonna keep it simple. It's you re-experiencing all of the trauma that you've been through, listen, for lifetimes. See, because when you make that organic connection, it's not just this time. It's just you're misinterpreting what's showing up on your organic screen. Some of you blaming everything on the devil. I'm just telling you, I'm multidimensional. I know how, the devil was after me last night. It was chasing me all. That ain't, listen, you can call it what you want. That's your shit. That's your experiences. A lot of it. And how do you change an experience? I'll use my molestation, which was the toughest thing for me to get over. That was like my most heaviest, energy. Some of you were raped. Some of you were shot. Some of you get what I'm saying? We all dealing with shh. So my heaviest was what happened to me as a child, because it was hard for me to understand this. Like when I was 12 years old, you know what I'm saying? I was playing around because we was kids. We didn't really know what we was doing, but we knew what we was feeling and looking at each other. And those images of male parts, you looking at that as a child. You know what I'm saying? And whatever, when you're a child, you're writing the program for your life. You see what I'm saying? So you have to understand how people get, when, like R. Kelly, the boy was fucked over as a child. That program was given to him as a child. And unfortunately, he wasn't having the right conversations getting into his heart, letting that shit go. Listen, I could have been out here doing crazy shh, because I was exposed to sexual energy as a baby. You see what I'm saying? Now I'm using those experiences to help change the vibration of the planet, the way the way people perceive what happened to them. It happened to you because you were fresh from source, full of life and energy. They were feeding off of you. Had nothing to do with who you are in this flesh. It's all about the universal currency. Energy. Y'all with me? This is just my perspective. I'll be the first one to tell you. I don't know shit. I'm only telling you what I'm experiencing. And I've learned to see it your way. I see it your way, even if I don't agree, right? That's a part of being multidimensional. I understand that you're experiencing just like I am. I don't have to be right anymore. I don't have to be right. My wife loves this new. I don't have to be. I used to always have to be right. Whatever I thought, oh, no, I ain't. Hey, well, look, I ain't fucking with you no more, because I'm going this way and you going that way. Listen, that's limited thinking. You have to learn how to be. If you call yourself multidimensional, and I'm telling you, here's another thing where you, not to judge people, just to measure where they are. Just to measure where a person is, because we can all talk this, but spirituality is a lifestyle, right? Just because somebody sees something different than you, if you just cutting people off. Now, I'm not saying, I know the difference. Look, if it's a person that sees something different from you and they trying to push they on you and y'all bumping, yeah, you got to get rid of them. But y'all know what I'm talking about. If you're having a conversation with somebody, and let's just say, one of my best conversations, the beings who like paint they face white and black, and they got earrings like bigger than, I mean, they really do some deep shit, right? Their hair is different colors, and I don't even know that culture or that lifestyle, right? But you have beings that are calling themselves awake now, and they'll see somebody like that, I ain't fucking, that's the devil. How? You ain't even had a conversation with them. Hey, tell me your journey. I sit down with people like that and talk to them. How did you get here? What did you experience? And once they start talking, if you're multidimensional, you could tap right into that frequency and say, whoa, what a beautiful journey you having. Wow, nice to meet you. I'm there. Nice to meet you. Very interesting. See? It's easy to judge a book by its cover, but you gotta open up that book and start turning pages. That's this awakening. See, people don't want to admit it. Some of us are really one-dimensional, and we playing the game. We riding this wave like, this conscious. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, 54 minutes. I can't really see out here. I appreciate those of you who jumped on this live. But I only get on here when I feel led to get on here. So I'm just going to give some shout outs because I appreciate you guys connecting to the vibe. Let me touch this screen. I don't know. Okay, so who we got? Faith. I appreciate you being here. Boss Hog, thank you for being here. Rihanna, thank you. Kibu, thank you for commenting. I can't really see the comments, but my intent for these live streams is, just putting the information out here and just sharing what I'm experiencing. Of course, nothing I say is finite. This ain't the only truth. Fuck all that now. We got infinite possibilities out here. I'm just shooting some real life narratives you guys' way to help you escape all of these boxes that we coming out of. I'm telling you, it's wide open. I'm telling you, I'm experiencing it. My wife is experiencing it. We don't even make love the same way anymore because just from these downloads, I want to give y'all another download too. Just from what we're learning and experiencing, like, you know what I'm saying? We was talking the other day. Like my wife is what's those letters? OCD. Like you see all these colors and all my colors is matching. I don't buy clothes. My wife buys all of my clothes. So all of her colors, like if you open my closet, right, it's all color coordinated. I would never do nothing like, I throw that stuff in there, but everything has to be a certain way. My wife is like, she got the love vibration. But listen, I'm telling y'all, I always saw her qualities, but it was just so hard to like be around her sometime because I let the shit flow. I let the energy flow. I adapt to the energy. I've always been like this. I can adapt. I can sit with anybody. It don't have to be a certain way for me. But with her, it has to be a certain way. The cans and the cabinets have to be aligned a certain way. So some of y'all know what I'm talking. Yeah, I'm married to a being like that. But listen, just from her being open to the new things that I'm experiencing, I share stuff, but I don't push my shit on her. And that's my wife, and you know what I'm saying? But I realize that's a soul with free will. You know what I mean? I know what they gave us, that the man's supposed to be, but listen, we all know who really in charge. Come on. Come on, y'all. If you keeping it real, you know the divine femme is running shit on this, been running shit on this planet, okay? So occasionally she'll take some of these ideas that I have and she starts to implement them because they're very simple. I'm not a complex guy. I'm 51 years old, and some of you can feel like the childlike spirit in me. That's because I've healed my inner child. And I know it's very, very important to feel like a child again. What do I mean? I'm not talking about awareness and being naive. I'm talking about just letting the shit flow. Just letting the energy flow and just feeling the vibe. And you know what I'm saying? Children are very, they're very intuitive. They're very pure. Because they don't have all of these programs, experiences. So they're really, if you want a great conversation, talk to a child. Be careful now, because the times when you can't even talk to children now, but you guys know what I mean. If you got like a little niece or a little nephew, talk to them. Watch some of the I know from your Homo sapiens suit, you're thinking like, oh, this child can't know nothing. But I'm telling you, they coming from an infinite RAM with shit that you can activate by asking questions. You can ask the child, what's on the moon? Certain child, just depending on, what's on the moon. And just listen to some of the stuff they be saying. And don't judge it. Just listen. Because the new souls are walking in now because of the times. A lot of them just walking in. Do y'all know what walk-ins are? They just walking in because of the times and the illusion of time. The world isn't going to end. What we call this time and space that we're in, the numbers RAM, like when you look at a clock, the technology RAM, this shit is coming to an end. Okay? That's why this information, we have to share this information and these experiences that we're having. And you know what I'm going to start doing too on some of these live streams? Because a lot of you guys got information of what you're experiencing. I'm going to have like another phone here. And I'm going to give y'all a number so those of you who feel led, right, call in and tell us what you're experiencing. So we can kind of, you know what I'm saying, kind of feel, because a lot of stuff that I say, and because I don't have to be right, and I don't want to be a guru. I had a hard enough time dealing with the channel I had, where I don't have to have 4 or 5 million subscribers. You know why? Because I realized my cause will be my effect with 5 million other souls tapping onto my frequency. So whatever vibration I put out, when people connect to that vibe that I put out, all of that shit, and all of that shit, and all of that shit is coming back to you. Oh yes it is. Oh yes it is. How do I know this? I have probably one of the most successful money mantra videos on the internet, right? And that was a very powerful thing we did. We brought a lot of money in from that portal, but guess what? Man, I went through a lot of shit from that. I learned from that. A lot of people use some of those techniques that I put out there the wrong way, is what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? But I put it out there. I showed them how to do it with the mantras and with the candles. A lot of people did some dark shit with, and all that shit came back to me. I had to learn. I grow in the dark. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So I'm just throwing some ideas out there. If we gonna get on the internet, you know, find your vibe. But, you know, I don't watch a lot of other people's videos. I don't do that anymore. I don't just go searching for, because what it starts to do is the internet is too much information. What I recommend each of you and our soul group do, if you need to know something, but you got to start somewhere. Ask yourself, and I know some of you don't know what I mean by that, but just go somewhere with no technology. In the dark, I recommend. And why is the dark good? Because when you sit in darkness, right, you don't have to do no rituals or nothing. Your pineal gland opens up in the dark. How do you know this? When you fall asleep every night, what do you think is seeing all of the, your eyes is closed, you snoring. So what are you seeing? It's the third eye, the pineal gland, with your own organic DMT. You don't have to scrape no DMT off the reptilian line, the toad, to have these experiences. We just become so lazy, we don't want to put in the work to grow spiritually anymore because of this internet. All of these influencers are saying it's this, just buy this, and we not sitting with ourselves. I'm gonna go as far out, and I have a program out right now, and I did my best to make that program, to write a curriculum for that program. But you know what I'm finding out? You can't teach spirituality. You have to experience, you have to become and connect to your spirit. I'm learning that. And I got a course out there, and I think my courses, I did my best. But everything that I'm sharing, I had to get from myself. That's the only finite thing that I have, are my experiences and what I see on my biologicals. I've learned to trust it. That's what I go by how I feel now. You can tell me whatever you want, but while you talking, if any of you ever meet me face to face, you'll know what I'm saying. You will feel me connect to you. I hear a lot of people, wow, you got strong. I will connect to your shit, and I'll feel what you are, and I will download the information, unless you know how to protect, and most people don't know how to protect their energy. Yeah, I'm gonna scan you. I have to, because of the times we in. I don't want your shit, and I don't want you to have my shit. So I'm gonna scan you. I'm gonna feel you. How? I connect. I'll look you right in your eye and connect with your soul, your spirit, and all your data comes up. And I don't want what I mean by your aura, your energy field. I can feel what's in your immediate energy field. I know what your intent is by what's coming off your throat chakra. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I don't want y'all to think. Now, reptilians can do what I just said. A reptilian can get in front of you and pull all your shit up. It happened to me. But that's what I go by. I go by how I feel, not by what you say and what I see. Because I know this realm is illusionary. It's mirroring. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna close on that, soul group. My intent is just to raise the level of consciousness one soul at a time. And you know who I'm starting with? Me. I got to. But I'm just sharing my experiences, and I would really like to hear some of you guys. So I think on my next live stream, I'm gonna have a phone, and I'm gonna give y'all a phone number. I'm gonna get a little Google number, and I'm gonna put the phone here on speaker, so some of you can call in and you can start using this platform, just to share with you how you see it. What are you experiencing? What, you know what I'm saying? This is how we grow, because we all got one thing in common. If you're watching these videos, right? We're all connected, because this information resonates. And I'll be the first one to say, I don't know, but I can tell you what I'm experiencing very vividly, right? I don't say what I know, I tell what I experience. And I want to know what you experiencing. Those of you who have this connection, right? Because you might see something a whole different way. I can download yours to add to mine based off your experiences, because I can connect to your vibe and see what you're saying vividly. This is what it is. This is this telepathy, this ability that we have, right? And we can use it in this realm for what we say, good or bad, right? And the hell that we create is our cause and our effect for what we do, all right? And like I always say, my will and desire for you is for you to become lucid to the fact that your cause will always be your effect in everything that you do. So learn to monitor that mind before you put that energy out there. It'll make your life so much easier. All right. Peace, y'all. I'm out of here. Thank you for your time and space. And I'll see you on the next spontaneous live stream.